Hey there. This week we start talking about rhythm. And in music, there is usually a steady pulse. And on top of that, we have notes that make a rhythm. Well, this steady pulse is our tempo. Tempo is simply the speed of the music. This is sort of a medium tempo. Lots of times we call tempo by Italian words. For example, allegro or andante is a nice medium tempo. We could have a faster tempo. That might be called presto. We could have a very slow tempo, and that could be largo. But the important point is there is a steady pulse, and the speed of that pulse is our tempo. Now, if we wanted to, we could say those are our pulses. Well, there are different sized notes in music, and the one you see quite a bit is the quarter note. Now, right now, I'm saying the pulse is the quarter note, but it doesn't have to be. In music, each note can be divided into two smaller notes. So a quarter note can be divided into two eighth notes. Sometimes you will see them with flags. Note that it's filled in note with one flag. Or you can see them connected with beams. This is exactly the same as this. It's just that these two flags are connected into a beam. So each quarter note can be broken into two eighth notes. Or what if we say the eighth note is our pulse? So now these are eighth notes. How often would the quarter notes happen? Well, every two eighth notes. So it would be make sense? And this goes on both ways. So two quarter notes turn into a half note. There are two quarter notes worth of music in every half note. And if there are two eighth notes in every quarter note, and there's two quarter notes, there are four eighth notes in every half note. It's binary, right? There's two, there's four, there's eight, what would be next? Well, of course, eighth notes split into two 16th notes. Now, I'm not going to write them all because it goes more. 16th notes, they're just like eighth notes. Eighth notes have one flag, 16th notes have two flags. Or eighth note has one beam, 16th note, they have two beams. That's how you tell the difference. So, if the eighth note gets the pulse, remember the quarter note is two eighth notes, but then the 16th note, there are two of those for each eighth note. So it would be or what if we say the quarter note gets the pulse? If these are quarter notes, what would a half note sound like? Well, every half note is two quarter notes, So it would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? And then finally, 2 half notes go into a whole note. So one way to look at this is think of the whole note as, I don't know, $1. How many half dollars go into $1? Well, 2, right? 4 quarters go into $1. 8, well, we don't, it'd be 12.5 cents. But anyway, 8 eighth notes go into a whole note. That's why they call them eighth notes, because they are an eighth of a whole note. 16 sixteenth notes fit into a whole note. So then how many 16th notes fit into a half note? Well, 16, but there's 2 of those, so divided by 2. 8. Right. Did you come up with 8? And that's how rhythm works. Every note can be broken into 2 smaller notes, or every note can be combined into bigger notes. Next time, we talk more about rhythm and ties. Have a great day.